Hello, this is Mrs. Ward, and I'm going to go over the ACT practice test 3, the 5's. What is the distance between the points? So they give me point 7, -1, and 4, -5. So I have something like that, and they're looking for the distance between the points. So here's 4, -5. Here's 7, -1. You can remember the distance formula, but if you don't remember the distance formula, remember what you're doing when you do the distance formula is you're creating that right triangle and you're finding the hypotenuse. So the distance is equal to the distance, the difference of the x's. So I'm going to do 4 minus 7 squared. Does not matter the order I do those in, plus -5 minus -1 squared. So I'm going to have -3 squared plus 4 squared. And that's going to end up being 5. The next one, what is the area of the parallelogram in the coordinate plane? So I know that this is 7, and this is 3. Well, the height is 3. So I'm just going to do 7 times 3 and get 21. Don't make it harder than it has to be. Triangles ABC and DEF are both similar triangles. If the smaller sides of triangle ABC are 10 and 15, doesn't really matter what I make them, 10 and 15, which of the following could be the measures of the lengths of the smaller and the longest side of this triangle? So you want the same two sides. So if I do this, if I take the smaller to the larger, I'm going to do 10 to 15, which can simplify the 2 to 3. So I'm looking for something that has a 2 to 3 ratio. So 20 to 25, not 2 to 3. 30 to 50, that's 3 to 5. No. C is 3 to 5. D is 14 to 22, can't simplify it. And then E is that 2 to 3. I divide both of them by 9. So the correct answer is going to be E. What is the difference between the median and the mean of these numbers? Well, the median is the number in the middle, which is going to be 12. And that's nice that they have an odd number of numbers, because then you just pick the number in the middle. Remember, if there's an even number of numbers, you take the average of those two middle numbers. So the median is 12. The mean is what is another word for the average. And when I do that, I got 16. So the difference between these two numbers is going to be 4. A rocket is fired over a flat surface. So here's my flat surface at a 70-degree angle and flies straight at a constant rate of 500 miles per hour. What is the vertical distance? What is the vertical distance of the rocket after half an hour? Well, if I'm going 500 miles per hour, after half an hour, I've only gone 250. And remember, these are our vectors. That speed or that distance is going to be the magnitude. So I'm going to do 250 here. So knowing my trig, I have the opposite in hypotenuse. So I'm going to say the sine of 70 degrees is equal to x over 250. Put that in my calculator, and I think pause. I don't remember what I ended up with. Hold on. I did. I ended up with 235. And you know what? Pretty stupid of me to actually pick out the calculator, because these two are eliminated, because remember, the sine can't be larger than 1. And then the 85 and 7 just don't make sense. All right, moving on. Each page of a spiral binder with plastic circle hole holding the pages together is 1/100th of an inch. If the binder spiral has a diameter of 1 inch, and the binder is 100 pages long, well, okay, 100 pages long, approximately how many degrees of the circular holder will be open to the air? So what they're asking is, I have this binder and I have pages, and those are going to be my pages, and then I'm going to have some part of the binder that doesn't have any pages on it, so it's open to the air. So that's going to be a circumference. So circumference is equal to pi times the diameter. Circumference is, my diameter is 1, so this is going to be pi. And then if I have each page is 1/100th of an inch. So I have 1/100th of an inch for each page, and I have 100 pages, so I know that I'm using 1 inch. So this circumference is pi inches, which is 3.14, and I'm using 1 inch, so I take 1 inch away. So I'm going to be left with 2.14 inches out of 3.14, so about 2/3. And when I do that, I think I end up with 2. So I end up with that. That gives me a proportion. Multiply that by 360 degrees in one circle, and I end up with 245 degrees. Okay, triangle ABC drawn below is reflected about the x-axis. So this A point is going to come down here, and I'm going to have this reflected over the x-axis. The resultant triangle, only the part that is in quadrant 4. So only this triangle is now going to be reflected over the y-axis. So this point will come here, and I will have that. What is the perimeter of the polygon formed by this series of reflections? Well, this is going to be 3. This is going to be 3. So I have 6 so far. And then this, since both sides are 3, this will be 3 times the square root of 2, because that would be 45, 45, 90, and that would be my ratio. So this would be 3 times the square root of 2. This would be 3 times the square root of 2. So I'm going to have 9 square roots of 2. And that is going to be choice D. All right, I hope this helps. Just a reminder, since we are done with the 5s, next time I see you in class, we will be taking the ACT quiz on practice test 3, the 1 through the 5s.